What's up, Reactorites? I'm John.
And I'm Bob.
And we just came out of... No, we didn't just came out of the Disney presentation CinemaCon. That was like hours ago.
Yeah.
Then we went to dinner. And yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, now we're here to talk to you guys.
Yeah, so we saw footage for the first 17 minutes for Toy Story 4. Mm-hmm. We also saw footage for Aladdin. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about those. We also saw footage for Lion King. And if you want to see stuff for that, check out our other videos. But for this video, we're going to be talking about the footage we saw for Avengers Endgame.
Exclusive footage.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure if they're going to show it later. Maybe they might show this clip, or they're saving it for CinemaCon.
I thought they said they were saving it just for CinemaCon because it's like a full scene of the film.
Because there's some stuff that they will show from CinemaCon or not. For example, the Joker trailer. Yeah, but they already said, this trailer is going to be released like the next day, which they did. But for this one, I'm not really sure if it's going to come out. But so far, if you've seen the end credits for Captain Marvel, the Avengers team, or what's left of them, they're just there chilling and looking hopeless. And then Captain Marvel shows up.
Which is a bone-chilling, or positive, I should say, moment. Not scary, but it was a gasping moment in the film. Probably the best part of Captain Marvel, which I actually enjoyed. But
so for this, so it pretty much kind of continues where that left off, where we see the team trying to figure out how to get Thanos, and they're not going to give up because in the trailers that we've seen, it's like they're not going to give up. They're not going to move on. They owe it to themselves to avenge, to try to help.
To go find that son of a bitch, would you say?
To find that son of a bitch, Thanos.
Which you'll get later on.
Yeah.
Language.
Those are the words from Captain America.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see them trying to plan. How do we do this? We have half our team members. And was it James Rhodes? He's concerned? Or is it Bruce Banner? Bruce Banner's concerned that why are we fighting against Thanos when there was a lot of us and we fought against him and we lost?
Yeah, but also he wasn't the Hulk either, so I think that's kind of, he was in the opening scene, but the rest of it he wasn't, so that's why I think he's more scared, because he doesn't self-control the Hulk. Yeah.
And I think that, now they have more time to collect themselves. Before it was more of like a Thanos hunt, and they're like, okay, we need to scrounge about, we need to go to Wakanda, we need to protect.
Yeah.
And nope, they failed. But Bruce Banner has valid points, because in the scene he talks about Thanos. He has the Infinity Gauntlet. He has all the stuff, and to go there is like suicide.
And they have half a team, right? It's kind of what they said, is they have half a team.
Yeah.
Which we know, because everybody else is gone.
And as they're doing this, Captain Marvel's there. She's discussing, oh, well, then I'll just stop Thanos. Yeah. And they're like, whoa, wait a minute. This is our fight too. And
so we got our ass kicked last time.
Yeah.
She says, well, you didn't have me. It's a very cocky moment by her.
It's a very cocky moment. Cool. It's going to be a moment where I know there are going to be some fans that are going to be like, rolling their eyes.
Yeah. But then Thor's on the couch. And he stands up and walks over to her and just stands in front of her. That's the scene you've seen in the newest trailer.
In the trailer where he just goes like this.
Yeah, and he calls Mia over to him.
Yeah.
And then she just smiles, and there's a flirtatious moment, I think. I don't know, depending on what you thought.
Yeah, maybe the scene, there are going to be some fans that want to ship Thor and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But I know there's going to be a lot of other fans out there would be like, no. But yeah, so now with Captain Marvel saying, you didn't have me, and then their plan is okay, we got to find Thanos. And Captain Marvel just thinks that she's just going to find Thanos.
And kill him.
But
how do they find him?
Yeah, they're like, because someone's like, how are you going to find him? You don't know where to go. And Nebula shows up.
Nebula, yeah. She's standing there, and she basically says, when he assembled her, that he would not stop talking about his plan and where he was going to go. So she knows exactly where he's at. And it matches, and they said, how are we going to find it?
Yeah.
Which then Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket has the technology to figure out where Thanos is with the signature of just
the energy release.
The energy release of using the Infinity Gauntlet, any abnormalities.
Yeah.
So this is some kind of OP tech, but
they're from space.
They're from space, and I guess that's why Rocket Raccoon's there, Nebula's there to help out with the information, and once they figure it out, okay, we need to investigate this place. So it's an investigation to go to this one planet, and they are on their journey in the with ship.
Yep, in the Star-Lord ship. Yeah.
And is it Alyssa Milano? Is that, I forgot the name of the ship.
Yeah, that's what you have to know. Alyssa Milano. But you know who's missing from this entire scene that we saw?
Is Tony Stark. And what was it?
Well, this one they're on the ship though. Then we're missing Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's not.
We're missing.
Tony Stark's not in that scene.
Ronan.
Ronan's not in the scene. Yeah, so you're wondering like where's Tony Stark?
I call them B Team, which makes one of our guys mad, but
they're
not part of the main mission.
Yeah, and so whatever team we have Cap. We have
Captain Marvel, Thor,
Rhodey, Scarlet, Nebula, Rocket, and Bruce. He's on there, right? Because he was already like arguing, and then it's a big.
I thought Bruce wasn't on it. I don't remember him being on it.
But he was like discussing, like, hey, well, you know, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna.
That was earlier though. Remember when he was afraid? That's when they were still in Avengers Mansion or wherever they called it. So you're saying he wasn't. I don't remember him on the spaceship.
Yeah. We have to see. Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Oh, they also weren't wearing the white suits yet.
They weren't wearing the white suits that is supposed to be like the quantum suit, or it's like theorized as the quantum realm suit.
Which would make sense why Ant-Man and Banner and Tony, the smart ones, are still behind making those suits for the battle. Probably
they're making the suits. They're probably figuring something out while the other team is going to look for Thanos.
And
then there's a funny thing that Rocket Raccoon says where it's like, you know, whose first time is it in space? And then you got Captain America raising his hand, and Scarlett Johansson, and a few others. Yeah, so that was like a funny scene.
And then he's like, "Well, don't throw up on here."
Yeah, don't throw up. But funny. It makes me question, like, what's Thanos did? I mean, not Thanos, but Tony Stark. So your theory is that of course, Tony Stark was probably working on something. That's why later, in that 1 minute clip that was released by Disney, where Tony Stark goes up to Cap and is like, "Do you trust me?" And he's like, "Yes." So I'm thinking he's planning something.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the whole thing with Ant-Man with the quantum realm. And so maybe he figured something out.
Or it could be a negative zone because Fox had a huge presence there at the Disney conference. So we don't know.
But I doubt anything Fox related is going to be implemented anytime soon.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's Disney. They have the Infinity Gauntlet. They can do whatever they want. They change reality.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, from the footage we saw, they're probably going to end up in a planet that's kind of like a...
It's his retirement home, just like War Machine said. He's like, oh, great, he has a retirement home.
Yeah. So it's like his place, but he's probably not there. He's probably somewhere else, or maybe it's a trap.
But in the 1 minute trailer, it looked like they were back on his home planet.
Yeah.
Where they originally fought and almost beat him.
Titan?
One big thing they also mentioned is how they're going to beat him and how they're going to resurrect everybody else.
Oh, yeah. They did discuss, all of this stuff we're talking about is kind of spoilery anyway, so you shouldn't be watching this if you don't want to know. But from the
Stop even from here now, then, if you are worried about the best spoiler of all.
Yeah. This one, they're talking about how... Was it Black Widow?
Yes.
Or is it...
How are we going to bring them back?
How are we going to bring them back? And then I think she said, or someone else mentioned that...
Chris Evans, Captain America says.
Why don't we just... Like, if you can do this, we can probably get the thing...
We get the gauntlet.
And just change it.
Bring them back.
It's
that simple. So it's not the time travel or any of that stuff that people think that it's going to be. They said that is their plan, but will they go through with the plan? That's the real question.
Yeah, because there are, like, reports of you having an older version of Ant-Man's daughter being played by a teenager compared to the original
So it
actress.
could be years later. We don't know.
Or, let's say the gauntlet. Thanos has that, so he has to use that. We want the gauntlet to be used again. And, with time is a big possibility. So maybe when they fight each other, Thanos is going to, like, mess with time again.
Yeah.
And he's going to mess everything up. And then maybe they're going to have to go back and we see Tony Stark and Cap, like, do you trust me? And he's like, yes, because maybe they failed. Because a lot of the people that are looking on the hunt for Thanos, they never fought Thanos.
Yep.
Well, actually they did at the end when he went to Wakanda. But Thanos,
they barely fought him. They fought him for like a second, and then they got beat up. And
so...
But what's different, though, is in the comics, it was Spider-Man who helmed the Infinity Gauntlet, right? To bring everyone back and make the changes. But he's dead in this one. So will it be Cap?
So, yeah, this is exciting stuff. I am... Like, my mind just... seeing the footage, I'm like, how does this fit into the whole story? Every time you see a footage that's kind of out of place, and then there's a lot of mystery behind the project, you're trying to piece things together. So maybe you guys can help us piece things together on what you guys think is going to happen, or maybe not, because that would be more spoilers. And the best way to watch Avengers Endgame is to try not to spoil things, but that's sometimes part of the fun, especially what we saw.
I love spoilers, personally.
You love it. I try to avoid it, but it's kind of hard avoiding it when I'm at the theater watching the footage or the big Coliseum.
Yeah, and let us know what your theories are and what you think based on what we just told you. We will have a link to the article which describes the scene, written by our other writer who's still doing a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
So look for that too.
Yeah.
And check out the Disney one.
Check out the Disney, Aladdin, Lion King stuff.
And we're not going to talk about X-Men because...
Yes, most of that stuff is similar to the WonderCon footage, but it's more condensed. And they do show a bit of new footage.
Yeah.
And, so you can just already see that out there somewhere. But yeah, with that said, I'm John.
And I'm Bob.
We'll see you guys next time.